I heard a pastor talking recently about how wide God's judgment will be. This is very interesting. Many of us tend to think that God will judge those in the darkness and anybody in the light will be let off scot-free. But here's the thing to think about. Even though you may not be condemned at the last day, even though you might make it to heaven, you could lose serious rewards, and God could very well be angry with you right now because of your lack of prayer, your lack of concern for the poor, the widow, the orphan, your lack of discipline. See, we tend to think, oh, God's going to punish the evil and he just going to let the believers totally off the hook because of what Jesus did. There's no amount of judgment that you're going to come under. That's not true. The Bible even says that our works will be tested with fire, so that whatever is burned up will be gone. We won't get any rewards for that. You might make it to heaven as one escaping through the flames, but be careful, because it's possible to not make it. How many people started off their race well, but they didn't finish the race? They didn't keep the faith like the Apostle Paul did. They went back, as Peter said, to a dog returning to its vomit. Maybe that's you today. You believe in the cross. You believe in Jesus in your mind. You believe in the Bible. But you're living a totally different way. You're living not as a disciple. You're living selfishly, in idolatry or in sexual immorality or covetousness. Pick your poison. It is possible to go to hell believing all the right stuff if your lifestyle is completely lawless, if your lifestyle is sensual and carnal and worldly. So be careful, my friend. Make today the day you repent and get right with God. God's judgment will be much wider than we think. Yes, if you're following Jesus and the blood of Christ is cleansing you, you won't be condemned with the world if you're living right. But still, like I mentioned earlier, God could be very displeased with you in lots of different areas. He's always trying to chastise us, correct us, discipline us as a son whom a father loves would do. He wants us to be more fruitful, more productive, more useful to God, to himself, and to men. So don't think of God's judgment in a very narrow sense. It's going to be wide. And you don't want to be condemned with the world. So what I'm trying to say is stay as far away from that, from a possible condemnation, as possible.